Hello, my name is Michael Craig and I'm a military veteran. I would like to speak briefly about the military covenant and what it means to us as a nation. What is the military covenant? The military covenant is a term introduced in 2000 into British public life and accepted by the present government to refer to the mutual obligations between the nation and its armed forces. It is suggested that our armed forces personnel should expect to be treated fairly by the Crown and expect the support of the nation, society and the government in return for their services to the people of this country. Although the term covenant implies some form of legal guarantee or contract, there is in fact no basis in UK law, custom or history for such a covenant. There has been increased media coverage of the so-called military covenant as the government has been accused of failing to meet it. This criticism came from not just the media, but also several previous chiefs of staff of the Defence Staff who said the government needed to do more to help support injured troops and their families. On the 25th of June 2010, the Times newspaper reported that Prime Minister David Cameron announced plans to enshrine the military covenant into law. Such a development would have allowed British servicemen and servicewomen to sue the state for breaches of the military covenant. In February 2011, the Conservative Liberal Democrat government decided there was no need to make the covenant law, proposing instead to cover it in an annual report to Parliament. In September 2007, the Royal British Legion launched a campaign which accused the government of failing to meet its commitments under the covenant. The Legion highlighted the case of a 23-year-old paratrooper injured in battle who was awarded £152,150 despite injuries requiring care for the rest of his life. It also criticised the practice of treating soldiers in wards alongside civilian patients. In his conference speech last October, Conservative Party leader David Cameron referred to the covenant and said, "Mr. Brown, I believe your government has broken it." Responding to the Royal British Legion's campaign, the Secretary of State for Health, Alan Johnson, announced in November 2007 that armed forces veterans would get priority treatment on the National Health Service, and those injured would be treated immediately in hospital rather than go through waiting lists. Prescription charges would also be waived. A tight budget settlement for the Ministry of Defence in 2007 saw 5 former Chiefs of the Defence Staff launch personal criticism of Prime Minister Gordon Brown in a simultaneous House of Lords debate. In upholding the claim of 6 Gurkha soldiers for the right to settle in Britain at the end of their service, Mr. Justice Blake's judgment in September 2008 recited the military covenant before observing that granting them residence in Britain would, in my judgment, be a vindication and enhancement of this covenant. In opposition, David Brown asked Andrew Morrison MP to establish the Military Covenant Commission, chaired by the author and ex-RAF pilot Frederick Forsyth, CBE, and with experts including the Falklands veteran Simon Weston, OBE. Its reports heavily influenced the current government's thinking. On the 25th of June 2010, the Times newspaper reported that Prime Minister David Cameron announced plans to enshrine the military covenant in law. Such a development, as we said before, would have allowed servicemen and women to sue the state for breaches of the military covenant. In February 2011, the Conservative Liberal Democrat government decided there was no need to make the covenant law, proposing instead to cover it in an annual report to Parliament. A Labour attempt in an opposition day debate to reverse this was defeated by 86 votes. We as veterans, like the general public, now feel it is time to now make the military covenant a binding legal document that demonstrates the government's sincerity to its veterans who have given loyalty and dedication of service without reserve to the citizens of the United Kingdom. Please sign our petition to motion and move to enshrine the military covenant to safeguard our service personnel as a thank you from us to them for the years of selfless dedication and service to the people of this land. Please sign our petition. Thank you.